late, guys, and I'm just hoping that I'm making sense. I have lipstick on my teeth. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Titi, and if this is your first time seeing me on your screen or stopping by on my channel, it is very nice to meet you. You are welcome. And if this is not your first time, or one, or two, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome back. Today we're going to be talking all about friendships, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the users. The users. So I posed a question a couple of weeks back, just asking people to gist me, like, tell me what's up, what kind of friendships have you been in, how do you build your friendships, what is friendship to you pretty much, and what are certain qualities that you need to see in a friend or in a person to be able to call them your friend. If you guys would like to hear more about this topic, then please make sure to keep on watching. Alright guys, so just before we get into this video, I do want to say a very big thank you to everyone who responded to the last video that I put up, the last talk through video that I put up. It was more about balancing life, and I don't say I wasn't expecting that many people to relate, because it is a very relatable topic, but at the same time I received so many responses from so many people talking about how that topic actually touched them and how they were able to learn something from that. And I feel like that alone is exactly what this whole session is all about, and I was absolutely amazed and blessed. So I do want to say thank you to everyone who reached out, and I'm very happy for everyone who learned from that. If you're not exactly sure what I'm talking about, please make sure to check up on the screen. The video will be coming up on the screen right now. It's pretty much how to balance life as a student when you're doing other things. So secondly, I do want to mention that I have a new Instagram page specifically dedicated for this session and talk times on my channel. I just felt like my Instagram being for my makeup business was kind of conflicting with this new session, which isn't technically new, but this session on my channel that has to do more with interviews and talking and gisting with you guys. I just felt it was a little conflicting with my makeup page, so I decided to separate things. My new Instagram page for this is TTTV_. It will be showing up on the screen here. You all should make sure to add me up. Questions for this session usually would be going up on there. For now, I'm still posting on my makeup page just because that's where a lot of my audience are, but I do want you guys to move over to my new Instagram page, which is TTTV, so that we can continue the discussion on there. So I think those are the two main things I wanted to say. So yeah, we can definitely get right into this topic because it is juicy and I am ready. Are you ready? Are you ready to dissect the friendships? So the main topic is friendship. First of all, who do you consider a friend? So without even checking the dictionary definition, I personally consider someone who I can trust to some certain extent to be a friend. If I don't trust you, I can't be friends with you. Period. So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, it might get to a point where I might not love you anymore. And even in marriages and long-term relationships, you can see when it gets to a point where physical love starts to fade. But if I trust you, it's even way more than any physical love, any love general. So that's why I'm always like, don't let me lose my trust for you. Don't let me lose my trust for you, because once that is gone, signed, sealed, delivered, it is gone. Now, based on the level of trust that I can ascribe to you, you can either be just a regular friend, just a close friend, or a best friend. That's it. So for me, there's no friendship without trust. I cannot call you my friend if I don't trust you. And I feel like lately there's this notion of everybody is my friend. So even people who are just acquaintances, or people who are just co-workers, or people who are just classmates, people who are just church members, we just round everybody up and say, oh, friend. And while that is admirable, while that is it's all right, there's nothing really wrong with that. If you expect the same level, we're starting to dive deep, there's no wasting time. If you're expecting the same level of friendship or the same level of accountability that someone who you actually trust, who is really a friend, from someone who is just merely a classmate or a co-worker, that's when people run into trouble. That's it. Let's just drop that. Let's just drop that one day. So according to the dictionary, I don't know, yeah, it's from the Oxford Dictionary. So according to that, a friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Let's underline that word, mutual affection. So that means you technically need to know this person for you to call them your friend. And again, that goes back to what I was saying about if this person is just your classmate because you guys go to class together, you necessarily, like, you might even know their name. Heck, you guys might work on a group project together. But do you know this person in depth for you to be able to say, oh, this person is my friend? Dip it, okay? And with whom one has a bond. So that means, except from even knowing this person, you guys would have built a relationship to a point where you guys have a bond of mutual affection. A lot of the things I was hearing was more like, oh, this person, we started off being friends, and as time went on, it just became more of, it's not really a mutual friendship, it's more of like one-sided, and pretty much this person's using me for something. So I heard about like 2 or 3 stories like that. I'm gonna try and keep things anonymous just because, I don't want people to like, be able to pick out the stories and say, oh, is it me that this person's talking about? Is it me? No. So I'm gonna keep those stories personal, but at the same time, I've been in relationships before too where it's like we start off good, there's the bond and everything, and at some point we go from, that mutual affection to one-sided affection. I posted another question, like pretty much focusing more on the user's perspective. And when I posted this question, when I posed this question to you guys were triggered. Oh my god. I received so many comments of people just being like, nope, 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 we're not users, we're not users, we're not users, we're not users, we don't use each other. People were not taking it, people were not accepting it. But for the very few who like accepted, I felt like those were people who gave a little more thought into the question, because again, I do understand where everyone else was coming from, stating that, oh no, we're not users. And that's just because if you think about it in a certain sense, nobody wants to be associated with somebody who just, uses someone, or who is just taking advantage of someone. And I had a lot of responses telling me like, oh, when you say users, it just means like we're taking advantage. But no, if you think about it, like in literal sense, we are using each other for something. Yeah, you might not want to be able to take it. You might not want to take it. But if you think about it, friendships is all about mutual using. And I feel like this definition actually explained that, because it says mutual affection, which means that in a sense we're like, mutually benefiting of each other. That's like the bond is based on that. Let's forget about like, the mindset that we've built towards being a user. Forget that it means a negative thing. But if you think about it, the person who you call your friend, you're actually using them for their, affection. The same way, ideally, in a good friendship, that person is also supposed to be using you for affection. It's supposed to be mutual. I can use you, you can as well use me. The issue becomes, and this is where I'm trying to get to with this conversation, the issue becomes when you go from using somebody and them using you to only you using that person. It becomes one-sided. There's certain people that if they need something from you in the morning, they'll ask you, they'll text you, oh, please, can I have this? You give them. Afternoon, oh, please, can I have this? Next tomorrow, please, can I have this? Every single time these people are asking, you're giving. Every single time they're asking, you're giving. Now, when it comes to the point of asking this person back for something, it becomes an issue. If you think about it with that scenario, that's exactly what bad friendships look like, where it's like one person has to keep giving or keeps giving or keeps giving, but when it comes to, the turnaround and it's like, okay, can I get this? No. Now, don't get me twisted. I'm not talking about, actual giving in like the literal sense, like, take. I mean, there's that aspect, you know, like greedy friends are like stingy people or whatnot. There's that aspect. But what I mean by that is the fact that if it could also even be like giving your time. If I'm always available whenever you need help or whenever you need support, if I always make myself available, but whenever I need help or whenever I need support, you seem to be MIA every single time, that is not the sign of a good friendship. To be honest and to be fair, I've been in relationships before and friendships before where it's like I'm not even trying to be like, you know, one-sided on purpose. So sometimes there are friends who will make you feel like you're not needed. You guys were pretty much benefiting off each other before, and then it goes from that to only you benefiting from this person, and like this person practically maybe finds whatever they were getting from you somewhere else. So it could be like maybe they're finding like emotional support somewhere else, or maybe they're finding like, you know, support general from someone else except you, and so you're now dependent on this person. In cases like that, I wouldn't even blame like the person for using the other person, because technically it's not as if you planned it to be using them, if that makes any sense. But there are also those situations where this person comes into a relationship with you or is trying to form a bond with you just because they're trying to gain something from you. Now, in that sense, I wouldn't even call that a friendship. Like, people would still want to say, oh, we're friends, we're cool, blah, blah, blah. That is not friendship. That is not friendship. That's like, you know, leeching. That's you just trying to use this person for what they have or what they can give to you or what they can provide. And the issue with that is that a lot of us sometimes are so quick to run into friendships, so quick to run into relationships, that you can't even tell that the only reason why this person is trying to get with you is because you have this thing. And best believe once that thing is gone, that person is like gone with the wind. When people tell me like, oh, I'm no longer friends with this person after 2 weeks, or I'm no longer friends with this person after 2 months, or this relationship broke off after a year, I'm like, did you all really know what you wanted from each other? But just going into a relationship with someone just because, oh, you know, this person always has money, or this person, you know, is always hanging out with the cool kids, or this person, you know, has a lot of things going for them right now. A lot of people are talking to this person's popular, this person's this person's that. If you're thinking more from a perspective of what can I gain, and you don't even care to think about what this person can gain from whatever friendship you're trying to bring, then that's being selfish. Once you get to a point in a relationship where you're thinking about just you, what do I stand to gain? And not even like reverting it and being like, oh, what does this person gain from me? That's no longer a friendship. That's no longer mutual. Where it becomes really sad is that you see a lot of people where they do not like know when to cut off bad and toxic relationships. One fear that people really have is the fact that you're not sure if someone else would want to accept you, or if someone else will accept you, or if someone else will be friends with you like this person was. So technically, despite the fact that this relationship has just been you giving your all and this person giving partial, like, you know, just like maybe a tiny fraction of themselves, you're still willing to keep going on with this friendship, relationship, whatever it is, just because you're scared of the unknown. You're scared of the fact that, oh, if I give or if I throw away the entire relationship, I might not be able to get anything from anyone else. Like, people might not accept me or love me like this person did. So whatever tiny portion I can get from this person, I'm okay to keep struggling with that and keep, you know, managing that, just because I don't think I'll get it from anyone else. I've been in like conversations with people where I will settle for so little just because I'm like, oh, you know what, like, I'll take what I can get. I will manage what I can get right now, just because if I let this go, then when am I going to, you know, have this kind of bond with someone else? And I feel like it's particularly hurtful when it's like somebody you've been building a connection with and it's somebody that you've bonded with to a certain point, and you're just like, oh, I've already wasted, you know, like 5 weeks or 6 weeks or a month or 6 months or 7 months just, you know, trying to build this bond, trying to build this friendship, and now I've gotten to a point where I have to let go. But I don't want to let go because a lot of my time has been invested in this. That was me. I wouldn't even lie. Sometimes that's still me. The way I think about it and what really started to help me let go is the fact that if this person was willing to put in the same amount of effort that I was putting in, let's say I put in 3 months, if this person was willing to put in another 3 months, even within a span of 3 months, we could have gotten to a point where our relationship would seem like we've known each other for 6 months combined. The way I think about it is like, I can only do so much to get us to that point where we're comfortable with each other, or we know each other, or we're friends and we have a good enough friendship. But if you're not willing to put in equal amount of effort, then even my effort alone is not enough for the both of us. If you don't learn anything in today's video, I would say the take-home message here is you need to learn, or you need to know when to let go of toxic friendships, relationships, whatever. And when people say the word toxic, they always think about, oh, that friend that is, you know, poisoning your food or that friend that is talking bad about you. But not necessarily all the time. Like, a toxic relationship is pretty much something that isn't working with your situation. So this person could be a damn good person, could be a best friend or whatever to someone else. But if the friendship you're having with this person isn't working for your current situation, isn't working for you, it is toxic for you. And you need to learn to know when to let go. Like, some of the people who spoke to me during the course of the week when I posted that question were telling me about how, oh, I have this person who I'm friends with, and it's just like hard because we keep trying, we keep trying, we keep trying. And while I commend you for trying, I would not even fault you for trying to make your relationship work. You need to get to a certain point where you have to just, you know, dust off your hands and know that you've tried your best. Because what will be, and what will be yours will be yours. So the same thing goes into like relationships, not just even friendships. Like, if you keep trying and trying and trying and it's just not working out, master, you need to know when to say, okay, you know what, I think we're done. Like, I was reading this article the other day where it's like this person was friends with somebody who was always running late. And I mean, if you think about it, most people, aka me, most people are avid latecomers. Like, late to someone like my best friend, right? Me being a latecomer isn't really, you know, a big deal for her. Thank Jesus. But at the same time, this other person that I was reading this article from was stating how, like, they absolutely hate it when people waste their time. Like, when people invite them to things, they will be on time. Even the people inviting them to the thing will be late. Like, this person absolutely hates latecomers. And this person was talking about how they actually went on to end a friendship with someone because this person was always coming late. This person was always wasting their time. And when I was reading it, like, the first time I read it, I was like, bro, like, your own is too much. Calm down. Like, calm down. But when I think about it now, I'm like, okay, well, just because of the type of life this person lives and the kind of setup this person has, that friend who's always coming late, even though coming late isn't really, like, you know, the worst thing in the world, but that friend who's always coming late is actually a toxic friend to this person. Do you deep it? Are you getting it? Like, are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? When I thought about that, I was like, yo, wait a sec. Like, it's very, very relative. Like, who you consider toxic might not be the same person that other people consider toxic. That's another gem right there. So even the worst person to you could be the best person to someone else. It takes a certain level of maturity or a certain level of understanding to be able to get to that point that the same person who did you shady like this, the same person who, like, you know, was the worst human being on earth to you, could be the best person in someone else's life. And understanding that has really changed my life. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I see people completely differently, and it makes me base my assumptions or base my judgments more on the situation of things other than the person themselves. Because I used to be so quick to judge people. I used to be so quick to say, this person is bad. No, this person is not good. No. But now these days, I'm looking more at the situation. I'm like, oh, the situation this person was in wasn't the best. That's what made them react like this. The situation this person found themselves in with me wasn't the greatest. That's what made them react like this. They're probably in a better situation with whoever it is that they're with now, or whoever it is that they're friends with now. So when you think about friendships and people like that, I feel like it also even makes it easier for you to forgive, because a lot of people these days are still on that mindset that, no, for the fact that this person did this thing to me, they are bad. They are completely bad. And then you hear people gossiping about other people, talking bad about other people, telling them, oh, write off this person, let's boycott this person because this person did this to me. But just like, being able to focus on the situation that they found themselves in, instead of like, oh, trying to judge them and judging the situation instead, I feel like it has made me more understanding on why some people act the way they act. I'm going to cut it off right here. My camera is about to die. The take-home message, if it hasn't really been obvious, is that number one, you can't really call everyone your friend. I'm not a believer. I used to be, but I'm not a believer of people who say, oh, everybody's my friend. It is not possible. I'm sorry. Like, everybody, you could know everybody, you could want to know everybody, but you can't build a bond with everybody, like, except it's a false bond, but you can't build a true mutual, like, affectionate bond with everybody. For me, it's just impossible. Like, maybe that can be a topic for another day, but for me, it's just impossible. But a friend is somebody who you have to know the person, and then you also have to have a mutual affection, a bond of mutual affection with this person. Emphasis on the word mutual, because once it goes from being mutual to be one-sided, you are a bad user. But you're a good user when the using is mutual. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Are you willing to accept now that you're a user? Or are you still firm on the fact that no, I'm not a user? Let me know if you guys have ever used anyone before and you're willing to share. Let me know if you've ever been used before and you're willing to share. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. The next question will be coming up again on Instagram, TTTV_. Make sure to add me on there. Follow me on Snapchat if you're not already following me. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video, God willing. Bye bye.